you are all staying safe at home during this period, because you all know the situation in 2020. Today I'm making a comparison video, but it's different this time. It's not between two phones, but a phone and a professional camera. You may be wondering how your phone stacks up against an actual digital professional camera, and this video will actually help you find out. And today I'm using a Tecno Camon. This is the phone that Tecno brands as their camera phone, and we are going to see today how it actually stacks up against a real camera. And for the camera, I am using the Canon EOS 700D. I'm currently not at home, but I strongly advise you stay at home. I'm right within my area and I'm trying to find some cool things to take pictures of, and I really hope you enjoy this video.
In order to ensure fairness, none of these pictures have been edited. You may have already noticed that I placed the Tecno image first and then the Canon image, and later I placed them both side by side. I did this because I noticed that whenever I took a picture with the Tecno, I was impressed until I compared it with the image from the professional camera. So I think this format would help share that experience with you. Whilst taking these pictures, I realized that images from the Tecno were more on the cooler side. That means they looked more blue as compared to the Canon. But images from the Canon was actually closer to what I was seeing in real life. I also realized that the Tecno doesn't have as much dynamic range as is found on the Canon. The Canon is able to control the bright light from the sun, at the same time showing you whatever is on the ground. But with the Tecno, it finds difficulty in handling such images that have a bright light coming from the back. You would realize that in some images, it focuses too much on the bright sun and then the rest of the image looks dark. And in other images, it would focus on whatever is in the image and then it would be too bright in the background, which is as a result of overexposure. Take these two images for example. On the image from the Canon, you can realize that there is a branch in the top right corner, but that branch has totally disappeared in the Tecno image. This is because of overexposure. The Tecno wasn't able to handle the bright light from the sun, and then it just took in too much light, only to make some things in the picture disappear. It may seem like I am bashing the Tecno in this review, but that is far from the truth. Take this image for instance. You would realize that on the Canon you can't really see the color of the leaves, but then the Tecno was able to show the real color of the leaves, which is green. Some may prefer what is on the Tecno because it shows almost all the colors, whilst the Canon just looks too saturated. The Canon really lost in this case, and I was quite surprised.
So whilst taking these photos, one advantage I'm really noticing is that with the optical lenses on a professional camera, you're able to zoom in when taking a shot. You zoom in and you still retain quality, but that is not so when we are speaking of the Tecno camera. In order not to lose quality, I always have to walk a bit closer to the subject. This is something that you expect with a phone, so it really shouldn't come as a surprise, but I think it is something that you should note. But the Tecno also has some advantages over the professional camera, and the first is obviously portability. The professional camera is quite big and can't fit into any pocket that I know of, but my Tecno phone is quite easy to carry around and move around with. So anytime I need to take a photo, I always have a camera in my pocket. But I can't say the same about my professional camera. Another thing is also autofocus. Autofocus is quite good on the Tecno as compared to the professional camera. I've heard that Canon cameras have good autofocus, but mine doesn't really give me good autofocus. I don't know the reason for this. Maybe it's a software bug or something. But then when I'm taking pictures, it's not able to focus on the subject very easily. It takes a long time. So I find myself mostly using manual focus. Another thing you also notice with the Tecno phone is that it doesn't always give you that bokeh effect, that blur effect in the background. But you always seem to get it when you are using the professional camera. Like you don't even have to force it and it doesn't miss at all. because it is doing it mechanically and not with software. But with the Tecno, you have to turn on portrait mode, and still it doesn't work as properly as it would with the professional camera. So that's something that you should note. But as far as I'm saying all this, you should keep in mind the Tecno phone is about one-fifth of the price of the professional camera. The professional camera is around $1,000 and the phone is around $200. So the phone gives you so many things more than a camera, but all you can do with this camera is take pictures and videos. But it costs way more than what you get with the phone. So this is an advantage you should note. If you are looking to get into photography, to get into YouTube, you shouldn't necessarily waste money on a professional camera, but you can buy a good phone for a much lower price and still get some good quality in your photos and videos. So next, we are going to check video quality on both devices.
Before I label these two videos in order to tell you which is which, I would like you to pause this video and comment below which of them you think is the Canon or the Tecno, the one on the left or the one on the right. In the video quality, I didn't really notice a difference in their sharpness, but the color accuracy is where you really see a significant difference, and that can easily be seen with the color of the sand. You can tell that the Canon has better color accuracy, showing you how orange the sun is compared to the Tecno, which has colors that are very dull. I'm only saying they are dull because I'm comparing it to the Canon. By itself, the Tecno is giving me an image that is quite satisfactory, just that the Canon does it a bit better. But for a device that costs 5 times more than the Tecno, the Canon is not producing a video that is 5 times the quality of the Tecno. I went on to take some pictures of my siblings, and in these pictures one thing I noticed is that the Tecno actually falls way behind. Because this is a DSLR, it is able to give me that blur effect or the portrait effect with so much ease and makes the images look dramatic and very nice. But with the Tecno, everything else is in focus, it's not able to catch only the human being, and that may be considered as a lower quality image. I preferred those from the Canon, but then with the images I got from the phone, I don't think anyone would really hate them. So when it comes to portrait photography, I don't think the Tecno has come even close to a DSLR, but then it was a good try. In conclusion, I really didn't expect the Tecno to win this camera comparison, but then I wanted to see how much of a fight it would give, and I was quite impressed with the Tecno's effort. The images I got were not bad at all, and some of them were even better than that of the Canon. So if you are one considering between a big camera and a regular phone, you should go for the phone, because most of the time the phones are much cheaper than these big cameras, and you can get images that are quite close and sometimes even better. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up button if you liked it. Share it with your friends who are trying to get into the photography space, and you see me in the next video. Bye.